when we're done running through, can you tell me how to put that as my background?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go again. All right, let's go again.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Congratulations, Family 25, and welcome to the 2021 Virtual Acceptance Day event.
We are so excited to have you join us, FAMU 25. We have a packed, amazing schedule for you today, so please stick around with us.
That's right. So without further ado, I am your host for today, Damari Massey, a third-year pre-physical therapy scholar with a minor in chemistry from the ville that runs the hill, Jacksonville, Florida.
And I'm his co-host, Winsland Parrish, a senior health science student focusing in healthcare management, and I'm from Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, again, glad to meet you all. So without further ado, we're going to kick off today's event with a video from President Larry Robinson.
Are you still doing the agenda before that, Todd?
Yes. So what I gotta do is when you guys do the welcome, just put that up there.
Yeah.
Or run through it again. I just want to get it right. I'm sorry, that was on me again. Just run through it and I'll get it right.
Well, hey, everybody.
And congratulations, Family 25. Welcome to the first annual Virtual Acceptance Day event.
We are so excited to have you join us, FAMU 25. We have a packed schedule for you today, an amazing schedule, and the agenda is actually on the screen. As you can see, we have a lot for you today, so I hope that you stick around with us.
Yes, we're very excited to have you here. But without further ado, I am your host, Damari Massey, a third-year pre-physical therapy scholar from the ville that runs the hill, Jacksonville, Florida.
And I'm his co-host, Winsland Parrish, a senior health science student focusing in healthcare management, and I'm from Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, so once again, very excited to have you all today. And without further ado, we're going to kick off today's event with a video from yours truly, President Larry Robinson.
All right, what a great message from President Larry Robinson. Don't you guys agree? Don't you agree, Amari?
Definitely. He's always so elegant when he speaks.
Period. So now we're going to hear messages from our notable alumni. First up is going to be attorney Tristan Brown. They are a recent FAMU graduate, a FAMU J School graduate, a Georgetown U Law School graduate, and former GWD, GWG scholar, 90.5 radio personality, and presidential ambassador. Miss Brown. What a great speech from Attorney Brown. Thank you so much for joining us today. Right now, we're going to be opening the floor for 3 questions from the audience. So FAMU 25, please put your questions in the chat and she will answer them accordingly.
Thank you for those amazing questions, FAMU 25, and thank you for that speech again, Attorney Brown. Next, we're going to hear from Lieutenant Commander Ronnie Beasley. Lieutenant Ronnie Beasley is a LADET, a judge advocate for the General Court, and is a part of the United States Navy. Please, Ms. Beasley. Thank you for that amazing speech, Ms. Beasley. You dropped a lot of gems on our head, and I'm sure FAMU 25 can really use those. Guys, if you have any questions, please place them in the chat box, and this is the time to ask them.
Now, thank you for those questions, FAMU 25, and thank you again, Lieutenant Beasley. Now, we're going to hear from Lieutenant Ronald Beasley. Lieutenant Ronald Beasley is a medical service corps and is part of the United States Navy. Lieutenant Beasley, you have the floor. What an inspiring speech from Lieutenant Commander Ronald Beasley. Right now, we're opening the floor again for 3 questions, so please ask your questions in the chat box accordingly.
Thank you for those amazing questions, family. Thank you for those amazing questions, family 25. We love to see the participation in the chat. Please feel free and keep asking them. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Lauren McClendon. Dr. Lauren McClendon is a recent graduate of FAMU and Indiana University's medical school program. She is also a fellow at the Florida Mayo Clinic and a former DSA scholar. Dr. McClendon, the floor is yours. Amazing speech, Dr. McClendon. Right now, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor for 3 questions, so please feel free to ask them in the chat.
Now, we're going to hear a message from Florida State Rep. Ramon Alexander. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Alexander, today. Mr. Alexander was a former SGA FAMU president as well as COA HSS president. What a great speech, Mr. Alexander. Thank you so much. Right now, we're going to open up the floor for 3 questions. Again, please ask your questions in the chat box for Mr. Alexander, and he will answer them accordingly.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander, once again. Next, we're going to move on to film producer. That's right, film producer, Terrell Whitley. Mr. Whitley is also an entrepreneur and is the visionary media executive of Liquid Soul. The floor is yours, Mr. Whitley. An inspiring speech. What you think, Wynn?
I thought it was amazing.
Oh, yeah. As you can tell so far, FAMU, our alumni does it real big, and they're always doing great things in the world. If you have 3 questions for Mr. Whitley, please ask him in the chat right now.
This is the segment where we ask the 10-minute for the Q&A for all the alumni.
Oh, okay. So after this, okay, so inspiring speech, Mr. Whitley. Oh, actually, after that. So now, guys, we're gonna move on to the Q&A portion of this segment. So if you have any questions that you didn't get to get out on the floor, please ask them, and we're gonna dedicate the next 10 minutes for you and the alumni. Feel free to ask your questions.
Make sure you attach the alumni's name to your questions so they can answer them accordingly, how they come.
Thank you for those amazing questions. Again, please stay active in the chat and ask as much as you like, because we are here to answer those questions for you all. Next up, we're going to take a brief intermission. So if you need to take a break in the next 5 minutes, you can do so. But we will be featuring videos of you guys' acceptance day.
Thank you so much, Family 25. I hope you're back here with us. Thank you for sending in those video submissions in your FAMU gear. Yes. So up next, we are going to watch a video from the world-renowned, the baddest band in the land, the Marching 100. All right. What do you think about that performance, Lauren?
You know, the Marching 100 always do it when they do it, so I'm not surprised at all.
I agree. That was an amazing performance from our Marching 100. Now we're going to hear from our FAMU scholars, our Florida A&M current scholars. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to introduce you. Okay. Let me start. That was an amazing performance from our Marching 100. Thank you so much. We will now hear from our Florida A&M current scholars. First, of course, is going to be none other than my amazing co-host, Damari.
Thank you for the introduction, Winnie. Again, guys, I am Damari Massey, a 3rd-year pre-physical therapy scholar with a minor in chemistry from Jacksonville, Florida. And prior to coming to FAMU, I really didn't have an idea of the HBCU culture, but when I arrived, I was shocked and I was amazed nonetheless. I decided to get involved, joining organizations like the Collegiate 100. I placed on the Mr. Alpha Kappa Alpha Scholarship Pageant Court as Mr. 1932, and since then have joined the Beta Nu chapter of Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and also became a lab assistant for the School of Allied Health Science. So all in all, I can say FAMU has shown me nothing less but excellence and success. Next, I'm going to pass it to my amazing co-host, Miss Winston Parrish.
Thank you so much, Damari, for that student testimonial. It was amazing. FAMU, FAMU 25, I hope you learned something from it. So without further ado, I'll give my testimonial. So like I said, I am a senior here at FAMU. So yes, I am a very experienced rattler. Starting off, I actually did not have FAMU in my top choices at all. It wasn't a choice for me because I come from a Bethune-Cookman background. My entire family is Wildcats. So no, being a rattler was not an option for me. However, I persisted and I came and had a tour of FAMU and I fell in love with it as soon as I stepped foot. And I came on a Friday. So yes, it was set Friday. And drew me in a little. But throughout my educational career here, I actually have changed my major twice. And I just want to put that out there before you guys even start college. It is okay to feel like the route that you thought was good for you is not good for you. So it's okay to change your major. Don't feel afraid to do that. Even though I changed my major twice, I stuck with my GPA. I had a strong and good GPA that allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do on campus. So freshman year, I actually ran for the position of sophomore class president. Sophomore year, I was the sophomore class president. I also ran for Miss Junior Attendant of the FAMU Royal Court. Junior year, I was Miss Junior. Sophomore year, I actually joined Sisters Incorporated, which is the #1 community service organization on campus. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So junior year, I also became a presidential ambassador, which deals with recruitment. Obviously, I am one of your first year experience peer mentors as well, alongside my host, Damari. So senior year is upon me. I don't know what's coming next, but I am very, very happy, to see what goes on. And I just want to say that FAMU has made me into the woman that I am today. I know once I step foot off of this campus, I will be extremely successful because of the way they have set me up. So that is my testimonial. I hope you guys have learned something. And next, I'm going to introduce the amazing, lovely Miss Shariana Campbell.
Those were great testimonials. As you can tell, FAMU just shows people a lot and it just brings a lot out of you. So again, thank you guys for those testimonials in FAMU 25. I hope you can take something away from that. Next, we're going to move on to our amazing cheerleaders and some representatives from FAMU's one and only Greek organizations.
All right, thank you to the cheerleaders and the Greek representation. We are now moving on to the Q&A part of the segment. So if you have any questions, please be sure to write them in the chat box and I direct them accordingly. Amari?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm gonna put it in here so you know. I'll just put discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will be moving into the Q&A portion of the segment. If you have any questions, please be sure to write them in the chat and direct them to either the cheerleaders or the Greek representation. Amari.
And guys, we ask that for representation and FAMU. Remember, some organizations expect you to retain a level of discretion when expressing interest. So please keep that in mind when you're asking your questions in the chat. And I'm pretty sure I'll repeat that. Nonetheless, thank you all for those amazing questions. Next up, we're going to take another intermission. So if you need to take a break, now's the time to do so. Again, we will be featuring some of you all's Acceptance Day video submissions. So stay tuned. Hope you all had a great break. We're back. And again, thank you for those amazing videos. You all look great in that FAMU gear. Now we will watch a video from we'll watch a video from the best band in the world, the Marching 100, but They performed at the 2020 NBA All-Star Game. What other band is doing that one?
No other band.
I'm not sure. Nonetheless, roll the clip.
Wow. What a breathtaking performance. Damari, what is your favorite song that the Marching 100 performs?
Now, I'm going to have to go with the Duck Mouth because every time they do it, they just do it. So, what's your favorite song by the Marching 100?
It's the Ice Cream Man. Okay, that is my song. I love to see them perform that. So next up on the agenda, we are going to have a campus tour, a virtual campus tour. So if you haven't had a chance to tour the campus, you can see it in this virtual campus tour, but you still have to come to campus and take in all the scenery.
Mm-hmm. That was an amazing virtual tour if I've ever seen one. But really hope you guys can get a chance to come down to campus and experience the beauty in real life. Nonetheless, we're going to move on to a message from our deans who govern the schools at FAMU.
Thank you to our lovely deans for those messages. Shout out to Cynthia Harris Hughes, which is our dean. Now we're moving on to the Q&A segment of this portion. If you have any questions for the deans, I'm sure there will be a lot. Please remember to attach their names to your questions and drop them in the chat. Those are some great questions. Thank you so much for staying engaged with us, FAMU 25. Next, we're going to hear from my favorite school gospel choir, the FAMU Gospel Choir.
An amazing and breathtaking performance from our gospel choir. They're very talented over there because they work so hard. With that being said, though, we sadly have to conclude today's event. We thank you all for coming, and we hope that you learned a lot of informative things today. And hopefully you can just grasp some of the FAMU experience. We can't wait to see you all on the hill. But before we go, if you have any additional questions, please leave them in the chat box at this time. Again, thank you for those questions and the participation. Glad to meet you all, FAMU 25, and hopefully we can meet more of your peers in the fall when you all come down to the hill. But with that being said, we're going to conclude Acceptance Day. And before you go, please put your...
I think you did good.
Okay, done? Okay, all right. That concludes Acceptance Day. And before you all guys go, please put your Instagram in the chat so we can follow you. And me and Winnie are going to put our Instagram so you all can follow us. And be sure to join the after party that's happening at 4:30. We're going to have a live DJ, games, and plenty of activities for you all to just interact.
Yes, please make sure you join us at the after party. We want to see you all there. But thank you all again for joining us and sticking around with Damari and myself for these 3 hours. You guys were very engaged, so I thank you all for that. I can't wait to see you guys on the highest of 7 hills. If you see me, you gotta speak, okay? And make sure you follow us at FAMU Peer Mentors. Drop your handles in the chat, and we're gonna follow you from our personal Instagrams.
With that being said, I want to thank all of you, and congratulations, FAMU 25. Go Rattlers.
There we go. All right. I think that's a great way to end it.
Yeah, that was good.
So, you like it, Mr. Todd?
I like it.
Yeah, it looks
I like
cool.
it. I might just make some of the stuff longer. I don't know. Because I'm nervous. Some people aren't going to speak as long.
Mhm.
So you think I'm debating if I should make intermission 10 minutes?
Do you want to get it up to the 4:30 point?
Really the 3:30 point. would be 30 minutes under instead of an hour under.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm gonna play. So we're gonna catch up time. I know for sure with the performance from the Marching 100.
Mhm.
Okay, because that's really 10 minutes, so that's gonna go over 5. Campus tour is 10 minutes. The Dean videos is about 8. For student intermission,
Up it to 10.
I could do 10.
That's kind of long though, considering that we're virtual,
True.
and that's just giving more people like time
Time to
leave.
get off and not come back.
Yeah.
You're right. So let's just do 5. If we end early, if we end at 3:00, that's fine. Because in that way, that gives them time to go do whatever they want. If they're gonna come to the after party, they'll come. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do it. If we end early, it actually might be beneficial because let's be honest, a 4-hour thing is pretty long.
Yes.
The only reason why I was kind of nervous is because I have the deans answering Q&A. I want to make sure they're on time. The deans and the gospel. And I told them at the time, I gave them the agenda,
Mhm.
but you know, and what I was gonna do with the deans, because I didn't put no time limit on the dean, I did, but kind of make their questions a little longer. I have some preset questions for the deans that people aren't asking, but hold on, let me put off the live.